Welcome into Out of Bounds alongside with John Luck. I'm Brian Berard. The Patriots have successfully completed the 2019 NFL Draft. I know I make it seem like it was a really impossible scenario that they had to do, but they were able to successfully go down to the Music City, John, and get 10 picks.
The only thing less possible is doing a show, but...
Well, you know what? We're here to do the show because the Patriots pulled off such an impossible task. We must now do the same. So, John, just really briefly, what do you think of the Patriots draft? What would you give them for a grade?
I think for a grade, I'd probably give them somewhere in the range of a B, B+, because there were positions that need to be filled on this team. I think one of the more impressive pickups is the pickup of first-round draft pick N'Keal Harry from Arizona State, because if he didn't go to the Patriots at the end of the first round, he was going to go to Arizona to kick off the second round. He has a lot of size to him. We had a discussion, maybe an argument, depending on how you look at it.
Oh, it was a full-blown argument.
Oh, yeah. We did have a discussion because I think he could be used as a tight end receiver type of person, someone that you put on the inside. If you put some more muscle on him, I think he could be a potential replacement for Rob Gronkowski. Now, looking at the other draft picks here, Jawan Williams from Vanderbilt, a defensive back. That's an interesting pick because you have the McCourty twins talking about retiring at before the Super Bowl. So now you have to try and fill those voids. There are other spots that need to be filled at the Patriots. I think did a pretty good job on.
I don't think they're going to make Harry a tight end. I don't think he's big enough. A lot of his highlight tapes, he's not really getting much separation. But the Patriots did need a receiver. Tom Brady does need to throw to someone. I mean, you don't have Chris Hogan. You don't have Danny Amendola. Yeah, you have Julian Edelman. That's great. You lost Rob Gronkowski. So you did need to get some targets. I don't think the kid's big enough to become a tight end. Gronk was 6'7", 6'8". Harry is 6'2", 6'3". I'm not saying that no one's ever going to compare to that height and be able to play, but I don't know if they're going to make him a tight end. I don't know if he's going to be good at blocking. That was a weakness of his at Arizona when he was run blocking us on the outside. I don't think he's going to quite be that Rob Gronkowski type of person. But then again, not one person is going to take over for Gronk.
Right, and you talk about the size of N'Keal Harry, 6'2", 228. In my eyes, I think they're trying to replace Josh Gordon because he's has off-the-field problems. But size-wise, he's comparable to Josh Gordon. He can make those deep routes. He can fight for those 50-50 balls. Now, some of the things that he needs to work on, according to some of the draft experts, is his presence in the red zone. He's not really that receiver that you find in the corner of the end zone. He's not really a good route runner. But when it comes to making those 15, 20-yard passes that really is Tom Brady's maximum throw, I think he could be there and he could make a really big difference. And his head coach at Arizona State was Herm Edwards, who was a former NFL head coach. You play to win the game. So So I think maybe he can give pointers to Harry as far as what to expect with a coach like Bill Belichick.
All right, so let's take a look at the rest of the Patriots draft picks. Like you said, they made 10 picks in total. You have N'Keal Harry, Jawan Williams, as John mentioned, Chase Winovich, the big linebacker out of Michigan, I think is going to really solidify that linebacking core. Damian Harris, the running back from Alabama, is one of the most productive Crimson Tide running backs in history. And you have Yodny Kajust, the offensive tackle from West Virginia, who is a literal house. This guy is massive, John.
6'5", 312.
All right, we'll take a look at the second half of their draft. We have Yeldy Froholt. Got that one right, lineman out of Arkansas. Jarrett Stidham, maybe the heir apparent to Tom Brady. It's a quarterback. You have Byron Cowart, defensive lineman out of Maryland. Jake Bailey, the left-footed punter out of Stanford. By the way, Bill Belichick has never had a right-footed punter. And then Ken Webster, cornerback from Ole Miss. But, John, they got some big uglies up front to protect Tom Brady because that offensive line was kind of starting to struggle at times last year. But, trying to open up those holes for Sony Michel. I don't know if it was kind of a rookie thing, trying to get his way into the league. But Sony Michel did find his way in the latter half of the year. Do you like how they went and got some big guys up front?
Yeah, and again, I think they're trying to fill a position. Froholt is going to probably play right under Ted Karras as far as the depth chart is concerned. And Karras is actually a free agent at the end of this upcoming season. So in 2020, Froholt could be on the starting offensive line. And I think the big thing here is, you have a coach like Dante Scarnecchia with some of these bigger guys, the offensive linemen. So there's really nobody better to learn from. So, between Scarnecchia and Belichick, I think as far as the big uglies are concerned, the Patriots probably hit the jackpot.
All right. We have to talk about the pick that has got some people talking. Jarrett Stidham, quarterback. Is he the heir apparent to Tom Brady, or is this just kind of, let's see what he can get out of him?
I'm kind of surprised the Giants didn't try and draft him with their
Well, they got
17th
Danny
overall
Jones,
pick.
so.
I mean, Stidham, he's an interesting quarterback because he started at Baylor, but then Art Briles had legal issues, so he left Baylor, went to Auburn. He was pretty impressive in his sophomore year in 2017, over 3,000 yards passing, six interceptions, there we go. And then in his junior year in 2018, just under 3,000 yards passing. Now, one of the big things that I found interesting from some of the draft experts is the fact that he doesn't fare very well in high-pressure situations. That's kind of interesting, especially if you're talking about playing for the Patriots in the NFL for Bill Belichick. So it's going to be interesting to see what he molds into, because right now some of his comparisons show him being like an A.J. McCarron.
Well, you have to wait to see. I like the pick. I think at that time that was the best quarterback you could have gone out and got. I know this year's draft class wasn't really the strongest for quarterbacks. I think next year's draft is going to be a little bit better for quarterbacks. But I like this pick. You got Brady for at least 2 more years. You can bring Stidham up for 2 years under Brady. Well, you seem to disagree, but that could be another topic for another time. But that's going to wrap up our draft talk, John. I mean, some good picks that the Patriots had. If I had to give them a grade, I think they got to give them an A. They addressed the receiver position. They addressed the offensive line position. As you mentioned, the McCourty twins may be retiring. They got some defensive backs. I like the picks that the Patriots made.
The interesting thing is you can't really judge it from 2019 or 20. With a draft, especially in the NFL, you have to judge it probably 4 or 5 years down the road. That's when you really find out, especially your first and second round picks, what you have.
All right. Well, as a reminder, as always, you can watch plenty of BTV programming, including Out of Bounds, on our YouTube channel. Just search BTV Access Corporation in the search bar on YouTube. So once again, for John Luck, I'm Brian Berard. Thanks for watching Out of Bounds.